our miniatures going in. Very nice. All to imperial scale. No metric. 4 inch, 4.5, sometimes 5. And a man there with a teddy bear on the back. Designed and built that 4 inch to his own specification. And now a very small engine. You could think this was a 3 inch, but it's not. It's a 4 inch. Miniatures didn't really exist till the 60s, and then they became in vogue. People had them because they were cheaper. A man driving a steam engine, and it's so designed that he can't get his legs in. So, do you suffer from cold leg and hot leg?
Oh, definitely.
But one raw, one burnt, one raw, I like it. And then a crane, which actually works. And this man driving this, a true romantic, 3 or 4 years ago, went down on his knees in the arena and proposed to the young lady at the back. And now she's been blessed, and surely there's going to be a new one, isn't there? He doesn't speak. When's it due?
October.
October. Best of luck. As long as you find out what's causing it, love, that's all I'll say. Showman's engine's coming through. Wally, it's a 4 inch scale, built by...
Morning. Morning. Hi.
Who built it?
John Rex.
John Rex. In Pontefract built 6. Over originally. 4 inch scales going through, very, very popular. So we're going to have presentations to our miniatures.
We've never made that. We've never made
Is this cruel to have the dog on the back?
No, we loves it.
What's he? What's his name?
Nevis.
Nevis as in Ben. And this engine is based on what?
The oldest Clayton and Shuttleworth in existence, which is called the Old Clayton, made down in Essex.
The old Clayton based it. Right, Nevis. Here's a lad with a group. They keep coming on, don't they?
Yeah, we're getting more and more every time.
And the dog.
Yeah, there's another 2 of that as well.
Dear me. Oh, you've got some stuff on the back of there. Look at that. Trailer, implements. 4 inch going through. That's a petrol engine. Shush, shush. Don't tell anybody. No, it's a secret. Beekstons of Masham. You're not based in Masham, are you?
No.
Where are you from?
Cockram near Lancaster.
You've come across to Pennine.
Oh, I'm a Yorkshire man, just over there doing missionary work.
Good lad, good lad. He scrubs up well, doesn't he? John, a Foster, built by Alistair Foster. How long did it take?
8 years to make.
Were you involved?
I certainly was.
For 8 years.
Yes.
Have you got another one on the go?
Yes, I'm making a wagon.
So 8 years in the shed at the bottom of the garden.
And we're still married.
An endless supply of tea has been taken to the shed. You can get the castings, still get the drawings, all done in Imperial. And we've still got people who can go into the shed at the bottom of the garden and build engines. Absolutely fantastic. And here's a veteran of the show field, Who thought he was still alive?
What's doing in the shed behind here? They must have a muggy woman or something.
God save that!
You did.
Get in line. What year is this?
I built it about 2009 and it took us 3 winters. But I didn't use it for quite a few years because I had another one I was using. I've used this for about 3 years now.
And how many have you got? Sorry?
Just listen, you can only ride one at once.
Greedy. Right. Are we ready for our presentations to our miniatures? Presentation party has disappeared.
That's what you need. You need a big, you need a turning machine and you need all the gear to make it on. You can make one. Like I said, you've got
So engines, the big engines will be on the move. They're tantalisingly close to moving.
do it then. Set them down. The only good thing is that the tank, they've got to be certified.
The very first steam engine that went on the road was actually 1801. Richard Trevithick, a Cornishman, owned tin mines, used to dealing with steam pumps and things. He put an engine in a stagecoach and it worked well. The driver and his mate went into the pub for a sweet sherry. He fell over and caught fire. Richard Trevithick lost interest. Indeed, the effort and steam movement went on the rails rather than the road. We'll see agricultural and general purpose engines. The design of these didn't change from 1860 to 1942 when the last one was made. So general purpose engines didn't go on the land. They were too heavy, they would compact the topsoil, and so they'd be used to drive machinery in their static mode. Engine coming through there, it's a 1906 Howler, and you can see on the side of that engine a crest. That's the crest of the city of Leeds, because Howlers brought so much work and prosperity to the city that the city father said you could put our cross on every one of your engines where there's room to do so. First steam wagon, 1929 DG8 Sentinel, the Hercules, Mr. Strawn from County Durham. This built in Shrewsbury. Sentinel originally set up in Glasgow in 1913, moved to Shrewsbury in 1916-17 and adopted the Henry Ford production line method of production. And it worked well. This is Louise. Mr. Lister of North. Another steam wagon. This is phone. This is Sestria. Mr. Thompson of Chester Street, a 1929 phone. The phone eventually can do a speed of 54 miles an hour, which is pretty handy. But they have to fill up with water every 30 miles. Just a note that the next show on the Julie Hatton Dancers on the Graham Atkinson stage is at 12:30, and that's a swing show. Swing show at 12:30.
5.4 miles an hour.
Built in Rochester in Kent. That's White Rose, Mr. Rayner of York. This machine built in 1915. And you can see on the front a brass horse. And this is based on a white horse called Invicta, owned by a Saxon warlord who did some horrible things in Kent. The County of Kent adopted the white horse for their coat of arms and their flag. The red machine, it's a Marshall, 1923. The Wayfarer, Mr. Hutchinson of Hexham. Marshall's built in Gainsborough, in Lincolnshire. And the Marshall factory still exists, a wonderful 5-floor brick building in the middle of the town. It's now a shopping centre. 1931 roller coming through, Mr. Testament of York. The splendidly named Ruby. First steam roller built in 1867. Went new to Liverpool City Council. And 2 years later the Americans got there, eventually. And they burnt 2 rollers to build the roadways in Central Park in New York. A borough coming through now. There are boroughs built in Thetford, in Norfolk. This is 1898. The Duke of Ongar, owned by Mr. Charlton of Dudley. And now a rare machine coming through, owned by Jack Thwaites of Warrington, sturdy fellow. It's a Robinson and Orton, an 1898 machine called Little Buttercup. And this started its working life in Masham, so I'm told. That's Little Buttercup. That's the engine, the driver's jack. Now, a Yorkshire steam wagon. Yeah, it was built in Hunslet. And that was built in 1905. The Denbigh Maiden, followed by the Denbigh Flyer. 1917 machine, owned by Mr. Ward, built in Shrewsbury. And you can see the driver sitting there looking calm and serene. Round his feet he's got a fire and a boiler, which is why he's got no windows to cool himself down. Perfect recipe for chill blades. Coming through, and now we have first of our Showman's engines. The very first Showman's engine was built in 1889. It was called Monarch. It was ordered from Burrells. This is Rajar coming through, which is indeed a Burrell, built in 1913. The last Showman's engine was built in 1934, supplied new to a lady in Wales. And the Burrell colours you can see there are late crimson and deep yellow. You can see the twisted brass supports, which indicate a bit of pomp for a Showman's engine, and the canopy goes all the way to the front, and that to protect the dynamo, which would be creating electricity for the rides and attractions. A Fowler roller there, 1921. This is Hilda, the Crask family of Northallerton, with that 1921 Fowler roller, quite rare. Fowler's better known for their Showman's and general purpose engines rather than rollers. And as if on cue, we have another Showman's engine coming through. Only 1,000 of these Showman's engines were actually built as Showman's engines. And you can see the 20th century Noah's Ark. Well, what's that? Well, that was a ride. The animals went in 2x2, so you'd have 2 lions, 2 horses, a couple of giraffes, some chickens, and that's the Noah's Ark. Sentinel S4 steam wagon coming through. That's Tom, Mr. Winterbottom of Oldham, and you can see on the side there a crest, and that is the old crest of the county borough of Oldham. It's changed now, it's a metropolitan borough. So that's county borough of Oldham. Those are the days. In Leicestershire, and now a Garrett built in Leiston in Suffolk. Garrett's actually took over the production of Burrells in the 20s when Burrells went bankrupt, and Garrett's took over the production. So you can see the twisted brass and that canopy going all the way to the front. but it spent most of its working life. The last road roller, steamroller, was built in 1950 by Armstrong Vickers in Newcastle. And that went to Siam. And the youngsters say, "Where's Siam?" Your mum will tell you. Another big Burrell Showman's engine. This is Perseverance the second, 1913, Special Scenic. Owned by Mr. Giles Gilby of 54th MASHAM, assisted by Mr. T. Clarkson. That is Perseverance the second. Steam engines come with a fantastic display for you here at Masham.
Oh, it did work.
This engine is Tiger, enabling a porter. They've lost the brass horse up the front. 1920 machine, owned by Mr. Childs of York. And Tiger, we won't tell you the story behind it. No. Enough information. And the Fowler general purpose engine coming through now is a 1925 machine. This is Supremacy, the Webster family of Grantley, with a YTS crew. Lots of trainees on the footplate, quite right too. And that's followed by another Marshall, 1899 Black Bess. That machine older than some of my fillings. Another big showman's coming through, the Yorkshireman, 1911. Alan Turner, Thornby, and then Steam Wagon from 1934, I think, together with Co-Driver, with his own special cage, the Dog's Luggage. You keep your eye out, son. You're right. Oh, yeah. Has that dog been in the compound car, or is it the natural colouring? I don't know. 1934 Marshall, that's Surprise, owned by the Rockcliffe family from York. In Borough colours. Well, what will they think of next? You can see on this Showman's engine an extension chimney on the top of the engine. That served two purposes. One, it improved the draft for the fire, and the second one, it meant less smoke and smuts went into the eyes of the paying customers. Always something to commend in that, I think. Big Fowler Road loco, 1970 machine. That's the Windrush. If you were here yesterday, magnificent display of heavy pulling by that machine. Pulled over 50 tons up and down the slopes. And now a round machine, the green one with the orange wheels, that's Sir John Williams. It's an 1888 Richard Hornsby and Sons, and this is owned by Joe and Matt Moore. To the Moore family from Easy World. The golden gondolas, you can only imagine how elegant they were. It's a 1921 Burrell Scenic again. General Goff. And a lot of these engines that were built in the early part of the 20th century were actually taken by the War Department to haul guns in the trenches on the other side of the channel. Fowler-based engine coming through now. Fowler-based because the boiler was built in 1906, I think, John and Sue Smith's machine there. But the rest of it is built from bits and pieces found in barns and sheds near Dalton, near Thirsk. So this machine truly rose from the ashes, which is why it's called the Phoenix. Being followed by a very rare machine, 1907 Ulchin, built in Northampton. There's only 6 of these left, and this is Lady Olivia. That's the name of the driver and the engine. Machine which spent its working life in New Zealand. It's a 1902 Burrell general purpose engine. John and Sue Smith from Thirsk, and this is the Maori. And the Maori has possibly the best whistle on steam engines. And occasionally the lady in charge can make the whistle blow. And she's going to have a go in a minute when you get further down. So if you've got dogs and young children, be aware we're going to have a loud whistle very, very shortly. The Maori followed by Lady Hannah. It's an 1898 Fowler. Very nice too. They're talking to each other. You almost had the last word, Lady Anna. Big general person, the black one there, 1901 Fowler. That's Alice. That was nice to have these names. The steamroller, a rare burrel. James Ragsdale from Redford with Billy Boy, 1922 burrel. One of the last that was ever built in their name, really, because they went bankrupt very shortly afterwards. James Ragsdale there, from the famous Ragsdale family. Presentations, and we're going to start off with a presentation for the Tim Brown Memorial Shield, which is presented for the best turned out steam engine travelling under its own steam, for that to the Masham Rally. And this is going to be presented by a young lady's going to come out here and climb under the rope. And I'm delighted to have with me Tracy Phillips. The years have been kind to you. And you are famous because you were the rally queen.
1999.
What were you, 5?
I wish.
So, Tracy, you're going to present this trophy for the best thing, and it has been won by the S4 Sentinel, Tom. So Tom, that is the mauve engine or maroon engine called Tom. Can Tom hear us, or do we have to go and fetch him? I'll go and walk towards him and send him over. You stay there. Here he comes. They come and creep up on you from all over the place. Now then, you could get a smoky kiss here. Whatever. Thank you very much. There we are. That was our first presentation. Nice little round of applause. Where did he steam from? Oldham. Right. Are the miniatures now going out? showman's engines. I think we can move our miniatures on the way before lightning comes in. So yes, if our miniatures, the exit that way, exit left, don't go in front of the big engine. Not a good idea, that. Magnificent engine there, the Prestons. And our rally queen, Tracy Phillips, is making a very stately exit on the Denby Flyer. Her dreams came true. Ladies and gentlemen, we have big engines and small engines on the move out of the arena. And I think we're going to be led off by our 1999 Rally Queen. Rally Queen from 1999 gets to ride in a steam wagon on her way back. Better in a steam wagon than on the foot plate with a long frock. When she could took it in a no, she couldn't do that.
brought me to front. Alright, you're gonna move. I've got a wave of gas on, never mind. Guys get looked after.